It's not just all the beautiful beaches that surround Florida. We have the hardest working families in Immokalee that work in the agricultural fields daily just to meet the needs for their families. But my family and I started working in the fields. I was as young as 5 years old, picking. And on my weekends, when I thought it was time to dedicate myself to doing homework, I had to spend time working in the fields in order to provide for my family. So in 2018, I started working at Pathways. I began as an intern, and I had my daughter that was only 2 years of age that was also accepted into the Pathways program. She started here and now she's currently in kindergarten, so she moved on up, graduating from Pathways, and now she's succeeding in kindergarten and striving.
We are thrilled to partner with Friends Crusade, and their support is truly changing the path how we are able to successfully serve each individual child. The individual child is truly part of Pathways' mission. One of the things that we found with Sergio is that he had incredible pain in his mouth that he didn't even know that he had. We partner with the University of Florida, and they do dental screenings for us 3 times a year right here at Pathways. And we found through that he had a number of teeth that needed to be removed just from decay and just over time, just not the proper nutrition and care that was needed in his very young years. We were able to get him surgery with anesthesia because that would never have been able to be done with his diagnosis of autism on the spectrum. So he successfully had 5 teeth removed through anesthesia, woke up, ate some ice cream, and was a whole new boy.
He's nonverbal, but it doesn't mean that we don't communicate with him. So everything we do, we're always talking to him, whether it's saying, would you like a glass of water? Oh, do you like your water? Do you want to go play in science? Let's go see what we can find. Even though he can't speak back to you, doesn't mean you don't communicate with him, because he's listening. He is listening to everything you're saying. So, and even just sitting with him, if you're playing with blocks and those blocks are colors, this is red. Can you say red? And even though he can't say it now, at least he's making that connection to the colors. And hopefully one day he can repeat those words back to you. He's also very sensitive to noises. If it's too loud or there's too much going on, he covers his ears. Our children are told, they know when he comes in that he doesn't like the noise, so they're told, when he comes in, let's talk a little quieter, let's use our inside voices a little more. They don't exclude him, they play with him, they interact with him, but they also know that, he is not used to noise, so they try really hard.
Here at Pathways, we definitely want to look at each individual child. While milestones may be across the board the same for every child, how we get to those milestones will be different for every child. We look at not only neurological, but social, emotional, academic, and we just really look at the whole child and help them to succeed.
So we get a lot of kids around this age, 3 years old, that don't speak. And usually 3-year-olds can carry conversations and talk to you. So when you get kids coming in that don't have that vocabulary, when they leave your classroom, if they can say 5 words, that's a huge accomplishment. Some students at this age wouldn't even know how to hold a pencil. They don't have those fine motor skills. So we really try to work with those students, whether it's cutting, writing with markers, playing with Play-Doh. Those are really good examples of activities you can do with students that have those fine motor delays. That way we can prepare them for the next classroom, kindergarten, which is our main goal here, is to get those students ready.
Every child here at Pathways has a Pathways plan. And what that means is it's a plan, and it's 125 different plans, because the one-size-fits-all lesson plan really doesn't work in these early years of education. 90% of a child's brain is developed by 3 years old. So when we start at 4 weeks, and yes, you heard me right, 4 weeks, that is such a foundation that we are responsible for really forming the future for these children. And if we start them off right, it's all about early intervention. And that's where we tie together perfectly and synergize with Grants Crusade, because the more early intervention that we can give our children and the individual and small group needs that they have, they're going to get to kindergarten ready.
The yearly cost for a neurodiverse child at Pathways is $20,000. With Pathways financial assistance, families on average pay a sliding scale fee anywhere from 60 cents to $37 a week in tuition for their child. With your support, together we are changing the path for the children we serve.